Hello, hello, hello. We are going to go behind the scenes of the coaching industry. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly all month long. Stay tuned. It is Kat Kim with Unsermon, or it's Unsermon with Kat Kim. I am the person that is going to help you overcome your fears, blocks, and shame so that you can step into the best version of yourself and truly make a difference. You guys are watching Unsermon episode number 9. Unsermon is where we embark on a metaphysical journey to explore God and spirituality. Together, we decondition, decolonize, undo, dismantle, we unsermon. We are talking about the coaching industry today. We're going to go behind the scenes. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're going to be doing this all month long. And it's going to be a real important, crucial deep dive into an industry that has absolutely exploded. And there is good, there is bad, and then there's the ugly of it. So we're going to spend 4 episodes going there this month. And today I wanted to share my experience and even like what brought me to this topic, which all ties into the last month's theme on money shame and money trauma. If you haven't watched that yet, go back and watch it. Oh my God, it was so good. And it ties in beautifully with today's topic and the theme for this month. So this episode is brought to you by The Secret to the Secret. The Secret to the Secret is a 4-part mini course where I share the transformational framework that I've been teaching, developing, and refining over 10 plus years working in this industry of personal development as a transformational life coach, leadership coach, and spiritual teacher. If you're stuck in an endless pattern of self-doubt, scarcity, and anxiety, and the law of attraction is no longer working for you, check this mini course out. It's called The Secret to the Secret, the 4-step path to rapid transformation that mainstream law of attraction teachers do not talk about. The links are in the show notes. I encourage you guys to take a look at this program. It's my mini course where I've kind of taken everything I have learned through all my years being in this industry, going through my own transformation and helping so many others through their transformation. And I condensed it down into a really short, affordable mini course. And this is precisely the 4-part series or the 4-part method that I led myself through this last month during the theme around money shame and money trauma. So if you watched all those episodes, you saw me move through my own transformation, and I used my own 4 steps that I teach in The Secret to the Secret. And it's a beautiful segue into what I wanted to talk with you guys today, because as a result of the work that I did last month, and if you guys go back and watch them, but if you haven't, and if you have, you know that at the beginning of last month, as a result of me being on this trajectory of growth and going to that next level of my business, I was hit with all of this money shame, all of these voices, all of my financial trauma just kind of hit me in my face again. This is something that I've been working on for many years, and there's layers and layers of it. And when I get to the next level of growth, I know that it will come and hit me again. But what happened was that I started to hear all of the narrative around money. I can't do it. I'm making bad decisions. There's not enough. I'm a fraud. The more money I make, the more shame I felt. Like I was like, oh my God, I can't handle this. I'm doing something bad. I'm a bad person. And I'd rather not have any of this money. That was the narrative that was going on underneath the surface unconsciously. At the same time, I am an entrepreneur. I'm a businesswoman. And I have this deep desire to serve and to coach and to get my message out to as many people as possible. And as an entrepreneur, I found myself for so many years reading all of the books, okay, about how to manifest money. I invested tens of thousands of dollars into coaching programs, probably upwards of $60,000 or $75,000 if we combine it all, maybe. I'm a little bit scared to do the math because ouch, right? Coaching programs that teach you how to market. They give you the strategies. They tell you all of these things and all the ways that you get as many people as you can so that you can thrive and be a successful entrepreneur and all of these things. So I was so wrapped up in this online business world, learning, trying to get to that 6, 7, 8, and 9-figure business mark, which so many entrepreneurs and coaches out there talk about, right? And I realized that what was happening for me this last month was there was this deep conflict between what was going on inside of me internally around my money shame and financial trauma and the actions that I was taking to amass wealth or to make money or to do all these things. So do you see that conflict? Have you guys felt that conflict before? This is really important when you are on your transformational journey, that you are able to kind of peel back the layers and see where your actions are in conflict with what's really going on beneath the surface in your subconscious mind and in your unconscious thoughts. So that was the conflict that was happening for me. And because I'm on this journey and I was sharing it openly and transparently, I was able to really see what I need to do to heal this. Basically, the gift that I received from my money trauma and this journey that I took the last 4 months, the gift underneath all of it was that it is time for me to clean it all up. And what I mean by that is, as you know, my father had a gambling addiction. He passed away. He's left my family, myself, hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. I currently have an attorney and we are working through legal issues with the bank. And I mean, it's really, really messy. So what came up for me was like, okay, it's time to clean that up. I've been working on it, but it's really time to clean that up. And then secondly, it's also time to clean it up, not just in my personal financial affairs, but in my business, in the world of my business affairs. And it made me really, not made me, because this is something I've been thinking about and grappling with already for many, many years, probably 5 or 6 years now. But it made me take that next level, peel back that next layer and really look at where am I not completely in alignment when it comes to my business, when it comes to money and when it comes to business. And it really made me see that there are certain practices in the online coaching world. There are certain tactics and strategies that go on that are really, really manipulative and out of alignment with integrity. So this is something I've been grappling with for a long time, but I'm going to show you a clip of myself back in 2018. So this is 3 years ago, talking about this same topic. I've been grappling with it for the last 3 years, but in the last 6 to 8 months, it's become very acute. So I was taught, and many of us are taught, to charge premium rates in our business, because this is how we're going to make money in our business. And I mean, the coaching industry is all about this. It's like the it thing to do. If you're charging premium rates, then it's like you have made it. Well, I realized that by charging premium rates, I am making myself only available to a very privileged segment of the population. No matter how much my clients love me, no matter how much I have helped to transform their lives, it is something that just has never really sit right with me. And trust me, I have tried to like embrace this and to like take it on. They talk about how building your business and charging premium rates is like how you are going to be a successful entrepreneur. And I tried so hard to do that. And I thought something was wrong with me because I just haven't been able to get there. I haven't been able to get myself to that 6 or 7 figure level business that all these entrepreneurs are talking about. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me?
because I'm fully capable. I'm very intelligent. I am a damn good coach. And I just thought that something was inherently wrong with me. I'm like not getting it. But I realized that there's absolutely nothing wrong with me. The only thing that was wrong was that I was trying to fit myself, my spirit, the divinity within me, my great power to be in service to as many people as I can. I was trying to fit that into a fucking business model that is only built on extracting as much money as possible from the people that you're serving.
Okay, so this was 3 years ago, and here I am again, peeling back another layer, which goes to show how long it actually takes to undo and dismantle ourselves from the consumer capitalist culture that is based off of extractive means, based off of getting as much as we can from everyone for ourselves. This is the old model that is crumbling away, thank God. And now we are being called into something new. But what I really want to highlight here is that it doesn't happen overnight. So here we are, everyone who's listening to me definitely is interested in dismantling these old systems, definitely is interested in dismantling racism. So I think it's really important for us to realize and to really understand that this takes a lot of time. And I've been doing this actively for 5 years, and I'm still coming up against my next layer of basically egotistical selfish ways of being in the world, where I'm really primarily focused on what's in it for me. I admit it. This is what has been driving this kind of sort of incessant need to get more and more and more money, more followers, more all of these things in my business. So my money shame, my financial trauma showed up for me and was like, hold on, let's pause. Let's take a look at this and let's take a step back and see where we can peel back another layer and heal on this. So I want to talk about a few things about the coaching industry that doesn't sit right with me any longer. Okay. Before I do that, I want to preface it with what I love about the coaching industry. When I started the coaching industry, this was when I started training as a coach, this was way before anybody was a coach. Nobody that I knew in my vicinity was a coach of any type. That term coach was not popular. It was about 2006, 2007. When I Googled coaching training, only 3 training institutions popped up. And at that time, I decided to invest into a coaching program. It was the best thing that I could do for myself. I learned how to step into my own and to build my own confidence. I got clear about my values. I got clear about what drives me. And I got so excited about what I learned that I wanted to share that with other people. And I have impacted many people, many clients, and many students with my work. I have also been impacted by many teachers, coaches, and mentors through their work. And what's so beautiful about the coaching industry is that I really strongly believe that everyone is here to serve. Whether you know it or not, you have something here that you can offer that is going to benefit somebody. And that person who is asking for it, praying for it, crying about it, when you step into your calling, you become the answer to that person's prayer. So it's really beautiful in the way that spirit works. When someone has a problem, someone else has the solution, and both come up and arise into our consciousness at the same time. So there's so many beautiful things. I've met amazing people, made amazing connections. I think personally that everyone should have a life coach. I really do. I also think everyone should have a personal trainer and a financial coach. Isn't that funny? These 3 areas where people have the most issues, their health, their money and life in general. These three issues, like these are things that are not taught in the basic educational system. And so therefore we need to hire coaches, but I think it's a good thing. I think we all are here to learn from one another and to coach one another and to serve one another. So there's so much beauty that is in this profession. That being said, when the service industry gets co-opted by the consumer capitalist culture, just like spirituality has been co-opted by the consumer capitalist culture, it then turns into something about what's in it for me and what can I get versus how can I serve and what can I give. And this is what I am seeing in the coaching industry behind the scenes. This industry has blown up. Like I said, when I first started, there was nobody who was doing this. Now everybody is a coach, and now everybody is a business coach. First of all, if you are a coach, if you're a business coach, this is no shade on anybody who is in this industry. I am talking about the larger structural, cultural things that are going on that we should all be aware of, okay? So when we get co-opted by the consumer capitalist culture, and all of a sudden it becomes about how much I can get and what I can do for me and how can I become a 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 figure entrepreneur, we get sucked into it. I got sucked into it. I will be the first to admit how much I have been sucked into that dream and that idea that I can have the laptop lifestyle, right? And make money while I'm sleeping and do it all with ease and, joy and take fancy pictures all around the world, got sucked right into it. And there are brilliant business entrepreneurs out there who know how to market, who know how to sell to your dreams. That is what consumer capitalism marketing is based on. It's based on marketing to our fears and our dreams. And people who are really good at that know how to use language, know how to use imagery, know how to use words to really get into your biggest fears and your biggest dreams and draw you in and say, I can make this happen for you, but you got to pay me $20,000. Now, I have been guilty of that too. I've done that as well because that's what I learned. That's how I learned to do business. That's how I learned that if I want to be a coach and if I want to help people, this is the type of marketing that I need to do. And this is the way that I need to do it. So one thing that, like I said in my previous video, one thing that we're taught to do is to charge premium rates. And it's like the it thing. If you're charging premium rates, then you've really made it. And for people who do charge premium rates, and I actually do charge premium rates for my one-to-one, but for those who are not particularly ready to do that, for those, and at that time when I made that video, I was not. When we are trained to charge premium rates, we're not ready to do it, we end up going right back into that vicious cycle of money shame and money trauma. And what happens is that coaches who are here to serve, healers who are here to serve, are then now focused on how do I charge my premium rates? How do I make money? Instead of how can I serve? How can I serve? That's one thing. Here's a few things. Okay. First of all, I'm going back into my notes because I can go on about this topic. There's 3 things that I want to talk about about the coaching industry. 3 things that I've learned recently or over these past few years. 1, we do not all operate the same. People who are successful in this industry are very smart and they're very savvy and they know how to market themselves. They know business tactics. They know business strategies. Good. That's really, really, really good. We should probably all learn how to do those things. However, because they are good at it does not mean that you will be good at it. Okay. And because a strategy worked for a coach or a business coach who is making 6 or 7 or 8 figures, because they did that, does not mean that you need to do it. Let me make that clear. Just because another person is doing something and they are using strategy XYZ does not mean that you need to do it and that it will even fit for you. What I have recently learned that has just kind of blown my mind is that we are all designed to operate differently. And this is all part of kind of human design, which in my next episode, I'm going to have an amazing human design specialist come on, and we're going to talk about this. Her name is Tasha Christie. But everyone is not designed to do things like everyone else. This is more of the same kind of old toxic masculine structure. Everyone needs to mold themselves and fit themselves into one way and do it all the same. It's like that cranking out the same thing and the same person and the same personality. We are not all built the same. We all learn differently. We all behave differently. Different things motivate us. And so I encourage anyone who is listening to this to really start paying attention to your inner guidance and asking yourself, does this really feel like the right thing for me to do? Am I being driven by a dream that's being cast out to me? Or is this feel like I'm pushing myself and doing something that really, really actually is not my soul calling in the moment? So get really, really clear about that. Also, many healers and many coaches, oh my God, this is what like hurts my heart the most. Many healers and many coaches out there are basically not meant to do business strategies. That's the crazy part. But in the coaching industry, if you don't know how to market yourself, if you don't know how to write a sales page, if you don't know how to go on social media and go live and do a weekly show like I am, if you don't know how to do all those things, then you're not going to be able to serve your clients. Do you know what? Not everyone is meant to do that. Some people are brought to this earth simply to serve and to heal and to touch others' lives. And within this industry, now it's set up that if you can't do those things, then you can't be in service, which is bullshit. That's not fair. So I see a lot of healers and a lot of coaches, very, very talented, who are not able to serve because they are not able to figure out a way to market and build their business. On the other hand, I also see so many people who need healing and who need coaching, but they can't get it because there's just like a huge gap. So the other thing is, and I kind of mentioned this already before, but this industry, just like any other industry. Now, remember, I'm not calling out just the coaching industry. I'm wanting us to take a bigger look at the system that we're all operating under. You guys know that my spiel is around the consumer capitalist culture and dismantling that, right? But just like the music industry, just like the entertainment industry, in those industries, you have producers going out there looking for talent, and they're selling a dream. They're saying, hey, if you do this, you could be the next big star. And how many people have been tricked into that and who have given up their livelihood in many ways, in many cases, who have given up their friends and their relationships to follow a dream that a certain industry has kind of like put out there saying, oh, you can have this too. The coaching industry is no different. If you guys scroll, if you're a coach, then I know that you've seen all of the ads. How to get your next 6 figures, how to become a 7-figure, blah, blah. I'm so sick of it, by the way. But the coaching industry is no different in that it's casting a dream, and people who are thirsty for that and who are all wrapped up in the consumer culture, which we all are. I was one of those people, and I'm like, oh my God, I want it so bad. And I'm going to put this on my credit card. I'm going to go into debt so that I can be that next 6-7 figure entrepreneur. I want it so bad, right? Well, the coaching industry does that as well. And the issue with that, which I've really come to realize in the last several months, is that what this does is that it continues to perpetuate this vicious cycle of money trauma and financial trauma. Because I'm not saying, let me make this really clear. I'm not saying that you can't have these things, okay? I'm not saying that you shouldn't have these things. If you want abundance, prosperity, wealth, fuck yeah, go for it. But if you have money trauma and financial trauma and money shame, and you're spending money and you're spending your time trying to make $1 million when you're like afraid of money in general, then that's not the best use of your time. And I really don't like to see this industry taking over and kind of like playing with people's dreams and saying that, oh, you can have this too. You can have this too. You just have to do X, Y, Z. What I realize is that it's an epidemic where so many people are struggling with money shame and money trauma, and they're simply not ready for that. There's other healing. There's other deeper healing that needs to take place before you can start, making those numerical goals. Okay. Not saying you can't have it, but let's really pay attention to the reality of the situation. I know that most people who go into coaching programs do not attain the thing that the coaching program says it will do for you. Coaching programs are amazing. Okay. But you have to think about, are you actually ready for this? Most of the time, you are not. So just be more aware as a consumer. As a consumer, just be more aware of, am I really ready for this? Or is this an unrealistic dream? Is there a smaller step that I can take that will lead me to that? And then when you really feel like you're ready for that big thing, then invest in that program. Invest in it when you are financially sound. Invest in it when the money makes sense. And I hate hearing this from coaches and entrepreneurs. I hear this a lot. If someone really wants it, then they will pull out their credit card and they will go into debt to purchase your program. Well, okay, but is that a wise thing to do? Probably not. I can't make that decision for you, but you should be thinking about that. If you have a history of pulling out your credit card, if you have debt, and this is a pattern of yours, then slow your roll and ask yourself, is this really the right thing that I should do? Pay attention to when you are being drawn into these marketing tactics. Also pay attention to the scarcity. Pay attention to when people are saying, you have to do this now, you only have 24 hours or whatever. Like, it might be true that the program price or the thing is going to go up. I know that's been the case for me, but don't make decisions. Do not make big decisions that cost a lot of money and that take a lot of your time. So pay attention. Is this costing a lot of money? And am I being tied into an agreement that is way too long and that I feel really, really uncomfortable about? Pay attention to those things. These are the things behind the scenes in the coaching industry that we are taught to do. We are taught to charge as much as we can. We are taught to put you on a yearly retainer minimum because that's recurring income. Now, does it make sense for the bottom line? Yes, it makes sense. It fucking makes sense. But we are entering a new age, a new time, a new world. And we are now dismantling those old ways of behaving and those old ways of extracting as much as we can. The third thing that I have learned through this journey, this last month around money shame, is that when it comes to spirituality, everyone has their own journey and their own path. Some people like to stick to one teacher. Some people need multiple teachers. Some people will choose one teacher to work on this and another teacher to work on something else. I have had many spiritual teachers. I have had many different areas that I've worked on with different people. What I realize is that I don't want to be the reason why you cannot have other mentors in your life. I do not want to be the reason, because you've invested so much in my program, that now you're being guided to someone else, but you can't afford it and you can't get the healing that you feel like you can get from someone else because you are bound into a financial agreement with me. So this has really kind of shifted the way that I think about my business and myself as a spiritual teacher. But as you guys know, I've been on this journey for a long time. I've talked about consumer spirituality. I wrote a big fucking essay about it. If you guys haven't listened to that one, it is episode number 2 on Unsermon, where I talk about consumer spirituality being the mainstream pop culture spirituality of today that basically essentially trains us to be better consumers, right? And inadvertently perpetuates blind conformity to the dominating and oppressive structures of consumer capitalism. This is my big thing that I talk about. Go back to episode 2 if you haven't listened to that. So here's where I'm at with all of this. This is what ultimately my money shame and this journey this last 4 weeks has taught me. I have a news story. I'm cleaning it all up. I'm cleaning it all up in my personal life, but also in my business, in my marketing and all of it. I learned that I do not need any more coaching programs. Hallelujah. I do not need to read any more books on how to make money. The time and energy that's going to open up for me is going to be so amazing because of this. I am so excited because for those of you in the coaching industry, you know what I'm talking about. The time and the money that you have spent in learning how to do business, the coaching, all of those things. Oh my God, I'm so done with it. I am done. I am no longer purchasing, no longer investing, no longer putting myself in a situation trying to learning how to figuring out how to make money in my business. I know all the things. I don't need it. I am not lacking. That is the biggest thing that I learned. I am not lacking. There is no scarcity in my true essence, in my true my true spirit. There's nothing lacking. I do not need any of that anymore. I am absolutely, totally fulfilled, abundant, and prosperous right here, right now. I am so excited to be taking all of those things off my plate. I am stable. I'm empowered. I am savvy. I am making healthy financial decisions that are aligned in integrity with myself and my business. And I no longer have to rush to make any financial decisions based on scarcity. And I no longer have to act out of fear and scarcity in my business. Okay, this is huge. This means that I don't feel the need any longer to create these long coaching programs. I don't feel the need to charge these, these high rates in order to feel like I am getting something. Will I charge according to what the value that I am bringing forth? Yes. Will it be expensive for many people? Yeah, I'm not free, but it's coming from a different place. I am making these decisions from a different place. I don't feel this like, I don't know. It was like for so long, I kind of felt this like clamoring, like I just need more. I just need this one more program. I just need this one more course. I just need to learn this one more strategy. Then I can be abundant and make lots of money. No. I make good money. I am abundant. I am prosperous. I don't need any of that. For those of you guys who understand metaphysics, you will know and hear and understand the power of this transformation that I am speaking about right now. I do not need any of that any longer. I am good enough right now. And this is what is possible for you guys as well. Okay. So all of this being said, this has really shifted the way that I look at myself as an entrepreneur, really shifted the way that I look at myself as a professional in this world, and removing all of these things. Now I am so open and so excited to be opening up this space for myself as a writer. I want to produce. I want to be an artist. There are so many other projects that have been calling to me, like my memoir, okay, all of these things that are calling to me that now I can spend my time and my energy doing. All that being said, this is the big exciting news that I want to share. I also no longer feel that I need, like I said, I don't need people to sign up for a long membership. I want to serve and I want to teach and I want to build community. And I know that this is what people want. I know that this is actually what we are seeking. I have so many great trainings. I have teachings. I have these things that I can offer. And I'm so fucking tired of having to create this big paywall and this whole strategy before I can actually show up and share it. So what I have decided to do, and this is what feels good for me right now, it may change, it may grow, it might shift and morph, but it's going to shift and morph depending on what I'm being called to do in that moment and how I'm being called to serve. So I'm moving away from like, how can I make as much money towards how can I serve? How can I build community? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the School of Divine Confidence, which was a $9,000 program, and it was a 12-month container. I am going to remove all of that, and I want to create a community around spiritual teachings, spiritual training, and confidence coaching. I'm bringing that all down. It's going to be a month-to-month membership for now, as I figure out what works best. But the most important thing is that I want to connect with the community, and I want the community to tell me what they want. I want the community to tell me, hey, should we raise the rates and kind of bring our group smaller, or do we want more people? Do we want a commitment? What do we want? I don't want to make those decisions anymore, but I want to build that community. So I'm offering everything that I've offered in the School of Divine Confidence in terms of the content. There will be live coaching. There will be me. I will have support people and coaches in there supporting you. It's going to be month to month. Okay. And it is going to be less than $100 month to month. You get the training, you get live coaching from me, you get the community. And I'm so excited about it because I no longer have to figure out a strategy behind it. I no longer have to figure out how long it should be and whether I'm providing value. If I'm not providing value and you're not getting value, then you can leave. That's the cool part. I want to give you guys the choice and the freedom to decide whether you want to continue or not. So I'm super excited. Let me know if this is something you're interested in. DM me or put comments in the comment box. This has been an incredible journey. And this entire month, we're going to go deeper into the coaching industry. We're going to talk about the secrets behind the coaching industry. We're going to talk about the inequities in the coaching industry all month long. And I just want to make it really clear. This is my personal journey. This is no shade on any spiritual teacher or coach out there specifically. Okay. This is my personal journey around money shame, financial trauma, and my relation to money and my business. And this is where my journey and my healing has brought me. Now, if you're on this journey and your healing takes you to another place, perhaps your healing will call you to charge insane amounts of money, thousands, hundreds of $1,000s for your coaching. If that's the case, perfect. That's perfect for you. This is not about the dollar amount. I want to make that really clear. This is not about the dollar amount. This is about trusting and honoring your own healing journey around money and financial trauma. So for you, this might manifest in a completely different way. I want to make that really clear. All right, you guys, this is it for today's episode. I hope you found this helpful. There's so much more I could say about this clearly, but I'm going to save it for the next few episodes. You guys, check out The Secret to the Secret. Go to the link in the show notes and DM me about the School of Divine Confidence, and I will see you guys soon.